So is someone gonna do the intro?
All right. Hello, welcome to the Grove. And today's episode is Fandoms. And I'm here with.
Tori. Today's leave. What?
It-
No, no,
it's your
your mic
turn.
isn't picking me up, motherfucker!
Ah. I was about to be like,
My mic hates me!
Hey
yeah,
audience, in
I
case you were
know it.
wondering, this is oddly familiar to what happened like a minute before we started recording, in which I said, hey, is everybody ready? And I got pure silence as a result.
Look, I forgot I was muted.
Yeah. Um, I'm Tori.
The ADHD is running rampant right
I guess that's the ADHD one.
now. I'm Ace. God.
You're not God. And I'm Augusto.
Could never be God.
Okay, today we are talking about fandoms. If you couldn't tell, we're a little bit distracted today. We got distracted for a full hour on just conversations, so it's a distraction day. Um, it's fine. Good content. Definitely.
I remember. Yes,
So,
for sure.
fandoms.
Mm,
Fandoms.
yeah.
I will start out by saying I've never really been someone who heavily participated in fandoms. I would consume the content, but I wouldn't really interact with anybody. I think there's only two fandoms that I ever kind of truly interacted with. Um, First one, so when I was younger, I did have like a Percy Jackson OC. Um, and of course, as any young kid would do, it was of course a child of the big three. Because we all had main character. We all thought we were the main character. Anyways. Um, and I had a childhood friend actually draw the OC because at this point in my life, I was not confident in my own like art skills, so my friend drew it because I always thought my friend was way better than me at art at that point. So I had my friend draw our two characters. Mine was a child of Poseidon, theirs was a child of Hades because they were fully into their emo phase of life. And then the only other fandom I like took part in was embarrassingly the creepypasta fandom. Um, so like I had read a lot of the creepypastas at the time. I watched a bit of Marble Hornets, never made my way through it because I lost the urge to watch it pretty early on. But like I had read Eyeless Jack, Jeff the Killer, Laughing Jack, all of them, and I came up with two characters and they were both awful. And I remember, so I had actually uploaded art of both of them that I had actually done that time. And I remember someone in the comments was like, that's incorrect, that doesn't fit the universe. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I mean, in my heart it does, so that's all that matters. And yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's the only like fandom participation of mine. Of course, I was interested in a lot of other shows, and keep in mind those are from like probably when I was 10, so don't judge me too harshly.
It do be like that.
Yeah, we can judge you harshly though.
What the fuck?
So, so for me, I'm pulling up Amino.
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no. Oh, I don't even.
The
You didn't even
Garden
say anything.
Pal. Okay,
That's actually
so
really nice art.
there. So the first fandom that I was extremely a part of, ironically, was not my favorite book series of all time that I've loved since like 6th grade. The first one was Voltron.
That's a rough place to be.
And that was a rough one.
I could
And
only
you
imagine the
kind of
horrors of the amino of that.
wasn't great. Do I even have it anymore?
If there's any
I don't think I have
children
it anymore.
listening, do not install amino. Don't do it.
Save yourself.
It's
Do
bad.
not.
First of all, you shouldn't be
I
listening
just
to
have it
us.
installed.
But if you are,
Yeah, first of all,
don't install
don't be-
amino.
don't be-
That's no
Yeah.
good.
Amino is where your childhood whimsy goes to die.
Or
Amino
you
is where
somehow
you'll
still
be in a
come out
call
okay.
with someone older than you and they'll go, wow, your voice is sexy at the age of like 12. So don't join Amino.
God. I never got into those calls.
I did
I didn't like
once and then never
I-
again. I
Only in the group
uninstalled the
chats.
app.
I never got on the calls. Ugh.
I was a role player on Amino.
Oh, it's raining,
I was
guys.
one of those kids. I was a role player on Amino.
I think we need to reevaluate your part in this podcast.
I can't say anything. I
No.
also did that.
I think I have to reevaluate my part in this podcast.
Yeah, I think it's time for you to reevaluate.
It's okay.
Yourself.
I hate that I'm putting myself out there like that. I did creepypasta roleplay on Skype. So
Skype.
Oh, Skype. At least we were doing it on Amino.
A Skype?
At least we were doing it on Amino.
not in calls, on
Me?
group chats in there, but not calls. Okay.
Anyway, but I was heavily in. Was in the Voltron Amino, and I never posted anything, but I participated in polls and the quizzes and all that stuff, and for everyone who is a part of the Voltron fandom, I was a kid shipper. Keith and Pidge. I shipped them with my whole heart. I was one of the very few, because everyone shipped Clance. And yes, looking back at it now, I understand. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been great because
Age gap.
Pidge the age gap is not great. But at the time, I was 12 or something. I don't remember when it came out, but I was still learning. So I shipped them, and I remember with a few of my friends who also were part of this fandom, we had a shipping war between me and a couple others who shipped Kidge, and then every one of our friends that shipped Clance.
That defines the whole fandom right there.
It
That's
does.
all the fandom was. It was all ship battles.
It was all shipping wars.
That's literally all it was, and it was horrific.
Yeah, and
God.
the thing I hated the most from just the ships of the fandom was when people would ship Shiro with anyone, aside from at the time I didn't know Shiro was gay, so I shipped him with Allura, but that is also because
at the time that was the only
sense.
acceptable one.
Yeah,
because anyone else was underage.
Or he practically raised them.
Yeah.
With Keith.
Did you know that was the showrunner's favorite ship, by the way? It was gross. It was yucky. Yeah.
What? I did not know that. Ew.
I don't know if it was the showrunners, but people in the studio shipped that.
Ew.
Yeah.
You know how we were
Um,
talking about storms earlier? Sorry for diverting for a second.
mhm.
Yucky.
It just started raining really hard for me.
Oh my god. A second fandom I was part of, My Hero Academia.
Hmm.
And hold on, let
Oh.
me go and find
Don't tell me you
the.
were also on
Oh.
Amino for that.
I
Oh,
100%
Oh,
was.
and that's a more recent fandom, isn't it?
Um,
it's a little more
Somewhat.
recent,
it's a
possibly.
little
It's
older.
still
A little older.
ongoing, let's say. I think. I don't
Okay.
know.
I
I didn't watch that.
this
I also
like
didn't watch it. I found it boring. I hate. Also,
I
I
was part
watched
of
the
this
episodes.
Amino
Oh no.
in 2021, 3 years ago.
Okay.
Uh, and oh, what the fuck? Why did I just get rep? I didn't. Okay, okay. Anyways,
Interesting.
but I had two OCs. Both they were twins, and I used Pit Crew for the designs of them because I wasn't confident in my drawing abilities. Um, and so I used Pit Crew for them. Um, what the fuck? Why did I get notified of a post? Motherfuckers, I don't care. I haven't touched this app in ages. Um, but so and they were twins and they both had the same quirk because they were identical twins. And it was mime. A yeah. Yeah, I was in the fandom. Like it's still a rampant fandom right now, but it's like also a thing of the Amino. Don't if you're ever thinking of downloading Amino, this is my public service announcement. Do not.
Yeah, don't do it. I can agree with that, and I only used that app for a very short amount of time. I saw the
Um,
Yeah,
horrors
don't.
of it, and then I uninstalled it and never looked back. To be fair, the only reason I downloaded it is because way back when, Amino was sponsoring a lot of creators. So they were promoting the app because they were sponsored.
yeah, and it is meant to be a pretty kid-friendly app, but
Except it is not.
Supposed to be.
it's not. The users create an environment that makes it so that it is not,
It's not safe for
and
kids.
it is not. If you're a kid, you really shouldn't go on to Amino as much as they want it to be for kids, like
There's not enough
inclusive with kids.
moderation there to keep kids
Yeah,
safe. In fact, there's little to
especially
none, or
since
at least when I had
yeah,
it, there was like none.
there is still like none. Like I'm looking at it, and the biggest part of it is you can create communities whenever it's a little bit like Reddit. Like Amino is the worst version of Reddit.
That's insane.
Listen,
I'm
at
not
least
wrong.
on Reddit you can find helpful information.
Yes.
I think that's the
Um
main difference. And
and
Reddit
then
has moderators.
yeah. And then we now have the final one that I was a part of, which is the Wings of Fire one, the community is really good. It's not like a bad community or anything because it is just a bunch of I I will be saying this with like this with a grain of salt, but most likely a bunch of neurodivergent people who have an obsession with dragons. Um
Yeah, that's that dragon book series, right?
yeah,
Yeah, one
yes
of
it
my
is.
siblings was reading that. I never read it, but one of my siblings was and was really
I
into it.
I haven't finished it. I've got all of the third series books. Haven't finished it. Um, there's one book that I never read, and that was the fourth book, and that is solely because one of my friends was trying to force me to read it because he loved that and it was his favorite character's point of view. Um, Yeah, it was not great because I just never read it, and I'm probably, unfortunately, never gonna read it because I know what happens.
So we know
I,
everyone's childhood. We know childhood books, don't we? Mine. So I did read Percy Jackson. I participated a little bit, like very minorly, in that fandom. As I said,
Mhm.
like I made a character and that was it. Like that was my only interaction. That tends to be the trend for me. But I also read Warrior Cats as a kid. Never finished it because that series just goes on forever.
It does. My one of my friends was the same friend was super into it to that series as well,
I think I got into the
and
third series and then gave it up.
yeah, no, yeah, that friend was super into into Warrior Cats as well, and I tried to read it because, and he really, really, really wanted me to read it. Could not, could not sit down and read it. It was not like it was a. Oof, you
um,
good?
I'm fine. I'm just looking outside and I'm like, my mom has a pond. It's all the way to the top, and um, the entire product is at least in of water.
Baker.
um,
That's
yeah, I
fine.
read it, never finished it because at the point I
Yeah,
stopped, I was on the third series and there were still like two more after that. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'm over it.
I'm pretty like my friend told me at one point that it was like a group of writers creating Warrior Cats.
Yeah, I believe every
Oh,
So that's
every
why
book
it's
was like
so
a different
long.
author. Because I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
why it's
remember
so
being like,
long.
oh, this one's a different author. But it
Just
dragged
based off
on
of
for a
writing.
little bit too long for my
Yeah.
liking, where it's like, all
It
right.
is a really long series, and
I think
if
it
you
was
are not
still
a major
ongoing at the time I was
reader,
reading
oh
it.
yeah, no, it's I think it's still ongoing to this day. Um, is Warrior Cat still going? Yes, it is.
Jesus.
what? It's still going? I read the
Yeah.
first book. I didn't understand it, so I didn't read it. I didn't finish it.
And that's why I
The
dropped
8
it.
sub-series is going.
I dropped it at the third series. I didn't even finish the third series. I think I got like two books in and I never read it again. I have the box set somewhere in my like house. Not with me, but at my house. And I'm never picking that up again. Uh, just because, I don't know. It went on for too long for me. It was like,
Yeah,
alright,
no.
there's only so much I can read about these cats.
Fair enough.
They're just cats. They don't have any
They're just
special ability. They literally don't have special abilities or anything. They're just cats.
There's 42. So, okay. So there are 97 books in total.
Jesus.
42 main series books, 14 super editions, and then it doesn't say where the rest of them are.
They had like guidebooks too.
Yeah. So there's 97 total books
Yeah.
right now. Um so yeah, if you were not
Mhm.
in the fandom, in the Warrior Cats fandom, and were not reading the books as a kid, good
You
luck.
cannot catch
You
up.
don't want to catch up.
You
It's
don't
not
want
worth
to.
it. You'll drop
You
it.
will be
You'll drop it.
either, yeah, you'll either be spending the rest of your life and your life savings on catching up and getting all the books, or or you will drop it after the like fifth book, because 97 books is a lot. Because
Yeah.
97 times that by like 300, because I'm gonna guesstimate that there's about 300 pages per book. Um, that is a lot of that's a lot of pages. That's a lot of reading.
300 times 90. I don't want to do that.
That,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hatsune Miku?
The first series wasn't bad, but it dragged on.
Yeah. I One fandom that I'm still part of is the Owl House fandom. I really like the fandom. It's really sweet for the most part. All the for all of these fandoms, all the cosplays, for the most part, it can be rare, very um it's a lot of sweet people, but there's some people who are just not great, who kind of like basically ruin the entire fandom for people. And I feel like Owl House has been pretty good about that, the Owl House fandom. There are some people who are like toxic and shit, but
That's in
the
every fandom, though.
yeah, it's in every fandom. Um, I actually have an Owl House tattoo on my right arm. It is the flapjack tattoo that all of the characters got at the end of the series. Because the Owl House, in my opinion, is one of the best Disney shows, the Disney cartoons to come out. Um, because of the queer rep and how there is so many queer characters inside of it. There's Rain, who's non-binary. There's Luz, who's bisexual. Um, there's Amity, who's lesbian. And we can probably guess that Willow and Hunter are both like bi or pan. Um, and a lot of people had canon that Gus is gay. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. Ida is bi 100% because they're dating Rain. Um, and I'm pretty sure Ida has bi flags like somewhere on her stuff. At least in one episode. Uh, Lilith is Aeroeus. Um, there's just a lot of representation within the show, and it makes it really nice to see it and really refreshing. And in my opinion, it is a it was a huge step forward for a lot of how like queer representation is in children's media.
Yeah. I like the show. I didn't really interact with the fandom that much.
Yeah, I don't super interact with the fandoms that much, but I'm in the Owl House Reddit because I read Mark I read Mark's comics. Shout out to him. He makes amazing comics. I love his comics so much. Um Morning Mark. Mac Mark. That's the username. That's the user. But he solely posts Owl House comics, and I wanted to go back to the very beginning and read all of them, but there's no way to physically do that because he's been posting for so long. And he is one of the biggest things that like keeps me in the fandom. Obviously aside from me loving the show. Um uh and yeah, there's just a lot of positives about that specific fandom. I know a lot of people are pretty sweet, but there are like a few, obviously with every fandom, few toxic people. Um, Augusta, you might be part of this fandom. What?
Which one?
Uh, the Life series. I don't know if you're a part of that one or not. I can't
Somewhat. I like watching the content.
remember.
I love what's it called, seeing the animatics, the
Yeah,
animators.
yeah,
I
I like watching it and I like talking about it with my friends, but only with my friends. I don't really like
yeah,
venture outside of talking about it with my friends. I hope they're
yeah.
yeah,
coming out with a
I
new one soon.
They are
I'm
Because
so
eventually.
it's like
excited.
it's a yearly thing. I think it's been about a
Yeah.
year since the last one.
Well, yeah, but also remember, Green had stated in one of his videos on Hermitcraft, like
Yeah, a while
there was a
back.
little hint, yeah, there was a little hint that like there is going to be another installment of the life series, just but he's working on it. It's still getting worked
Yeah.
on. It's still getting figured
Very
out.
I
likely
think
an
it's really
idea
cool.
was made, and they have to get a plug-in and everything.
Yeah,
So when that was announced, it was likely they settled on an idea and had to come up with a plug-in,
yeah, that's most likely what it was.
or they were narrowing down an idea.
Yeah,
But I'm excited for a new one. I like watching it.
yeah,
Plus, I like
Yeah.
it gives me something to look forward to every week. Where it's like, oh yay, the
oh
next
yeah,
Exactly.
episode. That
oh
sounds
I'm
yeah,
like,
sad.
ooh, who's
I
dying this
promise it's
week?
not that sad.
yeah, like
It's something extra for my week that I get to look forward
yeah.
to.
100%. And I love the life series and stuff because like I started watching during Last Life. I didn't watch Third Life, but that's also because I wasn't watching any of the people who were part of it. I just before Last Life had started, I had started watching Gem and Pearl. And like mainly I was watching Gem and well no, I was watching both of them. I started watching Gem and then I started watching Pearl because of the Empire's SMP.
I think I stumbled
Um,
upon it in Last Life, so the second
mm,
uh iteration of it. Because I
yeah.
was a Gregan watcher. I don't think I
I
watched Third Life when it was coming out. I think I
Mhm.
only
same.
started in Last Life, and then I watched Last Life as it was coming out, and while I was waiting for the next one, I think I started watching Third Life. And since then, I
Oh yeah.
kept up with the series.
Oh
I
yeah.
Um,
think I I don't exactly remember, but I think it was Double Life where I started. And
okay.
then while I was waiting for the one, I went to Last Life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I watched I watched Grian and Scar's POVs.
Hmm.
So that was
Hmm.
fun.
If you guys
I like
didn't
watching Scar
know,
more though.
Hmm.
if you didn't know, Ace Tier does a life series that both Augusto and I took part in this last season.
Yeah.
No spoilers,
Um,
but it's pretty cool. When the videos go up, you should watch them.
if they ever
Sweat's
go
been
up, if they
Sweat's
ever
been
go up.
never editing.
I need to find a new
Um,
editing software because I was using DaVinci Resolve, but DaVinci Resolve, it's very slow, but I don't want to pay
mhm.
for an editing software, so
That's
Valid.
I gotta browse the free ones and find one that I actually like.
yeah. But if the videos ever go up, oopsies. I am I'm somebody who really wants to post videos typically, but I just either don't ever have the motivation to edit um or I'm busy with other things because I'm also a college student and most all three of us are college students.
Editing is
Um
just so time consuming
Oh my
for
god.
me.
it is
So it's so time consuming.
there's one video that I have posted that took me 10 hours to edit and I wanted to stop because it turned out amazing. I love how it turned out and everything. Um but I still haven't finished editing the third episode of Aurora yet. And because of that, it is I think I spent like 6 7 hours editing it and just really just trimming it down and I haven't finished it because for a bit I thought that I lost all my progress because Movavi's a bitch.
Um, so I guess you could say all of us technically like kind of participated in the fandom for the life series because even if some of us didn't directly interact in the fandom, by being part of a series, it's kind of interacting with the fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
I think
nothing
I've
wrong
only
with that
drawn
fandom. They're
a
pretty
little
chill.
bit of they're really chill.
Yeah.
Any like
I
hermit-based fandom is pretty chill.
Mhm. Oh yeah. I love that Gem is part of the life series now. Because it was like a little small thing with limited life and then she was actually allowed into secret life and I love that so much for her.
Yes.
And she brings a level of just murderous chaos that I absolutely love.
Like, that was funny. I love that.
Cause
That,
she,
like, ending.
yeah, cause even in Hermitcraft, she is like a PvPer. She likes to fight people, and that is one of the reasons that I really like watching her. Because I also really do love fighting my friends in Minecraft. I love PvPing them, but the issue is not everybody wants to fight for me. I'm so
Nobody
sad.
wants to fight you. Nobody
Nobody
wants to
wants to
fight
fight
you.
me. Nobody wants to fight me because I'm better than them. I'm joking.
Well,
I don't know. I
looks
I
back at boredom.
challenged you a couple
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
You
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. I know I'm not that much better than all of you guys. Like I know there's some of the people that I'm better than, like
We're pretty
Ray
evenly
and
matched.
Spoon. Me and you we're pretty evenly matched.
We trade.
Yeah, it just depends on whoever gets the first couple hits and what gets used and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gusto, I think it's your
Hi,
turn to talk
guys.
about your fandoms.
We'll start with the most, okay, the one I was most involved in,
Mhm.
the Undertale fandom.
Mhm.
So, the worst part is I did post my stuff. Unlike you guys, I did post a lot of things.
We know
Um,
Gusto.
The
the
little
worst part
artist,
is,
the art kid.
Not even just that.
the
There
worst
was
part,
some
it
fan
wasn't just
fiction.
art.
There was fan
Yeah, there was
fiction.
some fan fiction, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't know why anybody read it. I can't spell, guys. What the fuck? Anyways,
One of these days, I would love to
I
read your old fan
no.
Hey, remember, we're getting our bad writing eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you won't find it.
fiction.
No, we're
So
reading it for an
uh,
episode. Remember,
I
remember,
lost it.
buddy?
I burned it. That's not
Oh
even
come
a
Full
joke.
of
on.
I did burn
Wayback
one of the
Machine.
books.
Yeah, full of Wayback Machine.
So I did make content about Undertale. I tried animating. It wasn't that great. I've done fan art for other what's it called? Other people's OCs that I liked, their stories. So I participated for a little bit. I had OCs. Funny enough, Ace, you know this character. You know Jabez, the character I have?
Oh yeah.
He started
Oh,
Yeah.
Ace is dead.
sorry.
Okay.
Time to find a new host.
Okay. Well,
Am I the host?
Well, you're one of the hosts. We're all hosts, but we need to find a new one now
Oh,
because you just died.
yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Well,
Sorry, guys. I'm dead.
the crazy part is, he started out as an Undertale OC. He
Oh
was
my god.
originally an Undertale OC with the opposite color palette. He was not colorful at all. Um, and I think one of my favorite works by, Jakey, I think that's how I pronounce it, or Dale Penlo. I can't pronounce, but the person who've made Underverse is one of my favorite people to like watch. I still go back to see their stuff because they make really nice animations and their story, it's very pretty. I love the story of Underverse. Um it also has really good music. But it's like fully animated, fully colored, and it's probably one of the only things I go back to most of the time because from what I know, they're one of the few who aren't controversial in the Undertale fandom. So I every once in a while I go back. I do I really post anything about Undertale anymore? No. I think for very obvious reasons. Am I getting the urges to go back to make an OC? Maybe, but am I going to do it? I'm too busy to.
I might sneeze.
Plus,
Fair warning. Oh
Salu.
no. My
No, you
nose
won't.
itches.
But yeah, I think they still have where what's it called? They try to what's it called? They do a thing every year now to see which is the most best sans, I think. Which I think it's really funny. I think this year Error won. I keep getting it on my TikTok. That's the only reason why I know. I'm gonna be so for real. That fandom has its ups and downs. It's everywhere. It's a circle of it being good, bad. God. We've had so many incidents. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the person who Toby Fox is still making the second game, Deltarune. It's 10 years, guys. 10 years has passed since the game
What?
has released.
My goodness.
Smiles. Let's talk about the second fandom I've been in. The more
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Ace has been in this one. The Dream SMP fandom.
Oh,
I was not a part of that fandom.
No,
No, I was
fuck.
never.
Just me then.
I was never part of it. I
Okay.
was told to watch it. I was told, "Hey, you should watch
You
this."
know what?
Yada yada,
Thank
like all that stuff.
God.
so
You would.
I watched up till a certain point. To be
What
fair,
certain point?
it was COVID, so there wasn't much else
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
I
that's valid.
stopped pretty much after the Exile arc ended.
Oh,
So I
with
didn't see any of the prison stuff other than so I was a
I-
Technoblade viewer, so I only really watched Techno stuff from that point on.
okay.
So I did see like the prison break, but that was it.
So I was somebody who watched Tommy, Bad Boy Halo, and Hubba or and Rambo's along with Technoblade. So I watched like 5 different people. Every once in a
Mhm.
while, Punk as well.
Mhm.
So I was also very involved in this fandom. I did post stuff as well for this one. Everything
Mhm.
about that is taken down probably or really back in my things. It's
I
this is
never
where I
posted
mentioned
anything, just
there
watched.
was a Gravity Falls and Dream SMP mashup fanfiction I was
Oh.
writing. I'm
Oh
going to say this
yeah, you mentioned this in like another episode.
Probably in
yeah.
the it wasn't bad
The bad
writing.
writing.
We didn't do a bad writing yet,
Mm-mm.
but we did
No, we talked
The,
about bad
oh
writing,
yeah,
like
we
other
didn't do
people's bad
our
writing.
bad writing, but you
Yeah,
did
we
mention
did.
it.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
So that one, there's a few controversial links in that one, which I do not like now knowing as I'm older. But yeah, there's so many things, and I'll say this lightheartedly. That fandom is both yes, comforting for at the time, comforting for everybody, but fucking terrifying.
Horrific. Dumpster
Horrific.
fire. Absolute dumpster fire.
Oh god.
First of all,
God.
one of the major problems is it was like real people, so like the shipping of that fandom always kind of weirded me out. Because yeah, they were like, well, it's the characters, and it's like some of these people aren't really playing a character though.
Some of them
Yeah.
are just playing themselves.
Yeah, so that's
Oh well.
weird.
Cat appearance.
Cat appearance.
I think you heard her.
I did. We need more Noelle in our life, guys. We need more Noelle, Cat Cam.
She's been really
Cat pictures.
cuddly the past
She
couple days.
has, because
Yeah.
like we played Valorant the other day, and no, she made her presence known.
She did.
Damn.
She wants all the attention. Can't call her what I usually do.
I know you're gonna say. I know you're gonna say. But yeah, I did participate. I did join a few of what's it called multi-animator projects as well. During that, um, hopefully people don't find it. I'm pretty sure it's still up. Um, yeah, most of my stuff that I had for that, I took it down for
If you could.
obvious reasons. Yeah, if I could, for obvious reasons, and because of certain creators. And yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, like half of them, at least.
Yeah,
Yup.
because Dream, Wilbur, who else? Who else had issues?
George.
Oh yeah, George.
George.
I don't remember
There-
all the people in it. I just know that Dream and Wilbur and George and Techno,
Techno's dead,
Hubbo,
guys.
Ranbu. Yeah, Techno is gone. He lasted his whole career without being a
he didn't do
monster.
anything bad, guys. He's just
He
dead.
did. Yeah,
He's
he's just dead, guys. At least he
It
didn't
doesn't
do
help.
anything
You know what's
bad.
funny? I'm wearing his merch right now.
Oh, dude. Okay. Well, I love you.
Oh, yeah, no. I think
Well,
out of everybody from that, the only people I watch consistently is Tommy. Tommy in it, and every once in a while I'll still see Tuppo or Rambu's content. Those are the main three people I watch.
yeah.
I
Sometimes
don't
Phil's in.
watch
Like
any of
once in a
I
them
blue.
know.
anymore because the only one I really watched died. So
Oh,
I know that Tommy's done like a lot for like the community and stuff.
I
Especially Techno's
actually
community.
I actually got to see one of his performances live. I went to go see his comedy show. It was actually really funny.
Hmm.
But god damn it, you guys. Wilbur, stop wearing his fucking merch to these events if you know he's a fucking criminal. Sorry, that's there are people who are wearing that type of merch there.
Why are you licking the headset?
yeah, I
Stop
very
it!
quickly transitioned to Hermitcraft. I did not
Oh
watch
yeah.
for
Oh?
long. I then went straight to Hermitcraft and have watched since. Because I grew up
Oh yeah, same.
watching Grian, so it was pretty easy for me to switch to Hermitcraft because so he joined in season
Mm.
6. So I started
I
watching, I watched all of his season 6, and then I started like actually watching his current stuff, season 7. So yeah, I swapped over.
Yeah, I still watch Hermitcraft. I like it.
I also
I'm
like
watching
it. It's
Scar's
fun.
building of watching Scar's POV. Um, God, is that build fucking gorgeous? I also have the
never
Scarland
watched
book.
it.
I
I have the
aspire to
Scarland
be able
art
to
book.
build as well as all of them.
Oh yeah. I started watching Hermitcraft in like season 9, I think, cuz no, 8. Season 8 cuz they're in season 10, right? Or is it
Yes,
11?
it's 10.
Oh
Season 10?
no.
Yeah,
Here's
I
the thing.
started watching season
I
8.
watch a few episodes and then I disappear. And I go back to see
Mhm.
a few episodes and then I disappear. So,
Mhm.
oh no.
Well,
Season
please.
10. Yeah, I started on
Why?
season 6. Haven't watched anything before that. But have
Yeah.
watched since season 6. I want to
I
try the older stuff, so we'll see. Maybe one day.
I am probably never going to watch the older stuff just cuz like um the main two people that I watch are Gem and Pearl, and obviously they're not in older stuff because they were added in okay season 8. Sorry, that okay was to the cat. She was
um,
getting in my
Oh,
face.
have you seen Gem's vlogs?
Say that again.
Gem's vlogs. VLOG.
Oh, vlogs. No,
Yes,
I haven't. I haven't watched those yet.
should. They're funny.
I definitely I do want to. Well, I'm picking you up because I need to move you.
But yeah, I watched Grian and Etho. So Etho was part of Heartcraft pretty early on. He doesn't tend to upload many
Etho.
videos per season, so it's kind of easy to catch up by watching him. Because it's like, okay, we
Yeah.
got season
Fair
2,
enough.
which is 5 episodes.
Yeah. I know that I watched like a couple of different hermits. Like I watch mainly, so the main two that I watch are Gem and Pearl. If their videos come out, I immediately watch them. And then it's Green and Impulse. I've been getting into Impulse's content a lot more lately. Uh, it I actually started watching him because of his Phasmo streams and stuff. Um, and that's how I kind of got really into Phasmo and wanting to play it a lot more.
Gusta, do you
But
have Faz?
I do have
We should
phasmophobia.
do Faz as a
I love
podcast thing one day.
phasmophobia. I love
just
I love horror
Not
games,
like a
guys.
full episode of it, but that like connecting to that
I
idea you had, Ace. We should do Faz for something.
yeah, like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah, just like little short
I
clips we
love
could put up.
Yeah.
I love
Because we could
phasmophobia,
play for
guys.
like an hour or two and just get a bunch of content from that. Split it
Yeah.
up and just upload little bits.
Yeah.
That way, if
Yeah.
we don't have something to post for a week, we at least have some filler content.
Yeah.
That and Uno. Those are two that we should do for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah,
You'll hear me
100%.
cuss in Spanish if it's Uno. We both know it.
You already curse at me in Spanish anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But so like and then I sometimes like if I'm done watching them and I notice that like Cleo or False post a video, I'll sometimes go and watch them. Like uh and sometimes because like those two are more of like the if I'm in the mood for watching Hermitcraft and more of a calmer video than my other four. All four of them are very chaotic.
I really only watch Grian and Etho, and then like, so the issue is if you watch Etho, you'll go through some dry spots of it's gonna be another month until you get a Hermitcraft video, and that's kind of one of the spots we got. He only uploads. He only uploads once every like 2 weeks, usually, unless they're doing the live series, which is part of why I enjoy the live series because then at least I get a weekly upload from him. But he tends to only upload once every 2 weeks, unless Decked Out or the live series is happening. Um, so we're at a dry spot because so about 2 weeks ago he uploaded a Hermitcraft video. So his next upload was not Hermitcraft, it was his single player, and I am probably never gonna start it. There's so many episodes of it, and I'm not as interested in it. But that means that we gotta wait at least another 2 weeks before there's a Hermitcraft episode, and it might not even be Hermitcraft. It might be his
My
modded
cat just
survival.
came through the window.
So, oh, all of the cats are here. I don't have a cat, guys.
My cat's gone. She
Oh.
left. After I sat her down, she left. That's what happens usually. I'll pick her up, I'll let her like
Kid you
be
not?
on my shoulder for a bit and like be
I
on my
kid
desk,
you
and
not.
then
I
I'll have to
opened.
take her down.
I kid you not. I opened the window. He jumped in and then left.
But yeah, so sometimes if there's like a really dry spot, I'll watch Tango's streams. Sometimes I never watch streams live, by the way, guys. I only watch VODs. I just can never catch things while they're live, so
Yeah.
you know.
I
Um,
like
but I'll watch those.
I figured out like I know the time when Impulse streams, at least Phasmo. So most of the time I'll be able to like pull up like his stream before he starts, and then like half the time I'll be doing something at that in that point in time when he's streaming. So I have to just sit there and be like, I can't watch him.
Yeah, that's my
You
other
can
problem
listen.
is I often can't actually watch streams because I have other stuff to be doing. So yeah, but I'll watch
Yeah,
those
I say a
sometimes. I
fandom
like
I
the
wish I
Among
could
Us
interact more.
VODs. What?
pods are really fun.
What, Augusta?
Said, can I say a fandom I wish I could interact more with, but
Yeah.
I'm just like too nervous to? So I watch Iron Mouse and Sea Dog, and
Mm-hmm.
I wish to be able to interact or like do stuff for like do art for the fandom more, but because of my timing and how I can't watch their stuff live, I can't usually. I like
Hmm.
only watch their VODs or whatever they post
I
in a
don't
once
watch
in a while.
either of them, but I will say I keep seeing hate for Iron Mouse online, which is ridiculous.
What?
She's really sweet. She does a lot of good. I don't watch her and I know that.
I don't know who Iron Mouse is.
She's
So
a VTuber.
yes, and she has like an illness, so it's really hard for her to do content often. She can't do any, like, she's often bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's one of the few things she can do. She can't do meetups or anything, and she does a lot of work for trying to get a cure for her illness, trying to get more support for the
Yeah,
illness.
I think it's really cool that because recently, Sea Dog just did a what's it called? He just did a what's it called? A charity event, like a large charity event where a bunch of creators donated items and they sold them for like charity money.
Yeah,
And
and yeah, I know Sea Dog is a friend of Iron Mouse's and does a lot of charity and fundraising for the same things that she does, which is sweet.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I kid you, I think this time they went over the limit that they got last year.
That's
I don't remember
nice.
the exact number, but I think it's really cool. Like
It's cool when creators actively are doing good things.
instead of being pedophiles, like you know,
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we kind of discussed kind of some examples last episode.
Of
So
people who don't do the right thing, so don't support those
mm,
guys. Uh,
yeah, go ahead
but
and watch the last episode, and you'll understand who we're talking about. Little plug.
yeah. Um, no, I don't watch them, but I admire what they do. I know she has been very much advocating for people to go out and donate blood, donate plasma, and if you can do that stuff, you should.
it
Um,
reminds me next year maybe I should try to donate blood.
I want to try, and I know college campuses will often do blood drives where it's actually really easy to go and donate blood. I just can never make mine. They're always at bad times for
I
me, but I really
I
want
never
to.
know. I never know where like good places to go and donate blood are around here, because I know that my high school did like two or three blood drives a year. And I could probably go there while for the blood drive that they do and donate then. But it's also a thing of that is also like really awkward to go to your high school and be like, hey, I'm just here to go and donate blood. Bye. I don't go to this school anymore.
Also, if you guys needed more incentive to do that, just so you know, oftentimes when you donate plasma, you get paid for donating plasma. So, if you needed more incentive, you could get some money from doing it. But it's nice to
I,
just do.
yeah,
It's helpful.
yeah,
You know.
it is a help, but it
My
is
only
also
thing
nice
is
that
I
you could
pass
get
out.
paid.
Yeah, I've never tried. My mom's anemic. I might be anemic. There's a good chance I'll pass out, but I'll
Oh,
try.
I know I'm fine to donate blood. For me, it's just the actual figuring out where to go to do it
Yeah. I actually
because
might
I'm
not
in a
make it through the
very
checkup.
country. I'm in a very rural area where um it is a 5 minute drive going 50 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour to my school, to the high school I went to. If
Um,
that kind of gives you an idea of how spread out things are here. Um,
I'm gonna try to donate blood this year. I might. So they do typically a checkup before they actually, draw your blood
oh yeah, they do.
because they're very
You'll
selective. It
what
needs
you'll
to be
do
good.
what you'll do they do is they prick your finger, um, typically your middle finger, um, and they squeeze out a little bit of blood and they put it on a thing and they check it for your platelet levels. Um, and then if you're high enough, you can donate. But it all has to be in accordance to your height and your weight and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I
And
might not be able to because I tend to have an elevated heart rate,
yeah, as
which
well
they might not
as
draw blood because of that. Because
as
elevated
well as
heart rate's not great, guys.
yeah, as well as if you are a certain weight, if you're like below a certain weight, you
Yeah.
cannot donate. You cannot accept it. I had a friend in high school who tried to donate, but just physically couldn't because of the fact that they were underweight, under the weight limit. She's pretty short and she's really skinny, so I think she was probably like 90 pounds maximum. Um, so she was under the weight limit of being able to donate.
Yeah.
So she couldn't. And but there's a girl who donated and did pass out at my school.
But hey, it never hurts to try, guys. Like,
Yeah,
it, it's not gonna be embarrassing if they say, hey, we're sorry, but we can't accept your blood. It doesn't
yeah,
hurt to go try. You know?
yeah.
It's for a good cause. If you don't get to donate blood, oh well. If you do,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah. And if you have any like blood diseases, or like really any
You might
diseases
find out.
in general, you might find out. But also, if you know you do, you won't be able to donate most likely because um people like they don't want to have blood that could possibly transfer diseases from you to the person that they're giving this life-saving blood to.
But yes, you should go out and try to donate blood because it can be very helpful for people, especially because some blood types are really hard to find blood for. So if someone ends up in the hospital and they have a rarer blood type, it's really hard for them to find blood to give that person. So, if you go
Like
out and
O
donate blood,
positive,
you
O
might save
negative
a life.
blood. I think O positive, O negative blood are pretty hard to find because yeah, they're the universal bloods, but they can't have any other
Yeah,
blood
they're
types.
the most desirable blood type.
Yeah.
One of
I
my
know.
family members is that blood type, and we'll actually get calls from blood donation centers being like, hey, could you please come donate blood?
I get calls all the time about it.
I don't know my blood
Um,
type. That's probably something you should know. Um,
um, if you donate blood, you can ask them like, "Hey,
yeah,
what's my blood type?" Because I didn't know my blood type until the first time I donated.
I don't think I've
Um,
ever had a blood test. I was supposed to. I just
they
didn't.
test your blood. Yeah, they'll test your blood though.
So,
So
yeah.
don't worry. Don't worry. If you have any, if you ever need a blood test,
Well,
wait, I
guys,
just got
you
my
might
blood test.
get an update if I go to a blood drive or not.
and you
I'll
don't want
tell
to
you
pay
guys
for it,
if I pass out. But yeah, I think on that
I know
happy note,
I know
we could
I'm A
wrap up.
positive. Am I alive?
Are you?
Yeah.
I am alive. Okay. My ga- I was playing. I was like doing mindless things on Minecraft while we were talking,
Ace
and
quickly
it
checking
stopped
pulse.
working.
Am I alive?
But I know that I'm A positive, and the only reason I remember this is because I would make the joke that, oh, my teachers would always call me a positive student. I didn't know they were talking about my blood type.
Yeah, I don't know my blood type.
Yeah, it's my favorite joke.
But on that happy note, you guys should go try and donate blood. Those are some cool creators to support. Iron Mouse and Sea Dog, they do a lot of good stuff. Um, and don't download Amino.
Don't do
Don't do
it.
it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not. I swear to God, if I
Here's
find
a
out you
true
downloaded it after
confessional
this,
from us. Don't do it.
Please.
Also, don't
don't
roleplay
do
on
it.
Skype. That's weird.
That is so weird. Tori, you're the weird one. At least I'm not the weird one for role playing on Amino because Augusto did it.
Yeah, but also wild on Skype. Wild.
Wild. Fucking
let's
wild.
let's roll the wheel.
Let's roll the wheel.
Let's roll
Wow.
the wheel. What is
What
this
is
text
this?
message about? I don't care.
Ooh.
What do we got?
R/entitled parents.
Ooh, another Reddit episode to replace the
Wait.
shower thoughts episode that will not be.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the update on that
Would it be
episode.
crazy if we shared an actual story?
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, you could tell that for the next one.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Not my parents.
I don't
Somebody else.
remember if we stated it in the last episode or not.
I don't
but
think we did.
Yeah,
We were talking about it
yeah,
while we were playing Valorant.
yeah, the episode is on. We are unable to salvage it. Tori tried her best with it.
So what happened is it corrupted. It resulted. I did try to repair it. I used a pretty well-known like repair software, and it salvaged 26 minutes. It wasn't actually 26 minutes. The end of it was dead silence. It was also the talking was slowed down. The audio was slowed down. So to be regular speed, it would have had to be sped up, which means it was not 26 minutes of content. It was closer to like 14. Um, and it was nothing worth putting up. Quality wise, it's not what we want to put up. It just, it didn't get far in before it corrupted, and what was salvaged was just not enough to do anything with. So I did put a post on. I did a community post about it. So if you didn't see that, here's that official update. Even though it's gonna come, this is coming out kind of late. But yeah, shower thoughts was lost. We'll come back to it. The topic is on the wheel. We'll
all the Reddit topics we keep on the wheel.
because there's
There's a
always new
couple.
stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that we keep on the wheel, like special guests. We keep on the wheel. Old drama we kept on the wheel. There's some things that we just keep on the wheel because we're like, yeah, these are things that we could talk about again, and there's probably a lot more to talk about.
But yeah,
So
it's a shame.
My life is yours.
Dreams, yeah. I really want us to do the dreams episode, except I have nothing to contribute right now.
neither
I
do
have
I.
not been dreaming.
I haven't either.
The worst part is I have been.
It's okay,
I haven't
Gusto.
written it down
That episode
because
is
they're too much to share.
That's a special guest episode, yeah.
definitely a special guest episode, at least one.
But yeah,
Because
shower thoughts was lost. Sorry about it.
But that is all for today's episode. Next week we'll be talking about entitled parents.
Yay.
And could be our own, could be random people's on Reddits. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and loved and had an amazing time in the Grove. I've been Ace.
I've been Tori.
I was Augusto.
And that is all for us. I hope get out of the Grove and don't get lost. Don't get lost
You
in the
almost
Grove.
forgot it. You almost left it out.
No, I just couldn't think of how to. My brain forgot how to word. All right.
I was gonna
Don't get
tell them
lost in
to
the
get
Grove.
lost.
Or do.
Don't get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out. Get lost.